and welcome back to the first edition of Common Times. My name is Kathy, and today we'll be learning about the Romantic era. So, the Romantic era from 1790 to 1910 is a period when composers took after Beethoven in expressing passionate emotions through their music and compositions. And famous composers in this era include Chopin, Schumann, Schubert, Mendelssohn, and last but not least, Dvorak. We have a riveting story from the latest performance of Dvorak's New World Symphony, where a crazy cymbal player came in early on her part in the ballad. Or was she supposed to come in at all? Let's take a look.
Learn a little bit more about this composer. Oh wait, just kidding, it's actually this guy. Dvorak was born on the 8th of September in 1841. His hometown is a small village located north of Prague called Nehlahořebec. Despite the fact that his musical talent was abundantly obvious, his father intended that he should follow the family footsteps and become a butcher. However, after completing his apprenticeship, one of his uncles offered to finance his full-time musical studies in Prague. Dvorak took organ, piano, and violin lessons from his German language teacher Anton Lehmann. This beloved composer passed away on May 1st, 1904. The cause of death is often debated. Some say it was kidney failure, others blamed a stroke, maybe even influenza. Throughout his lifetime, Dvorak composed 9 symphonies, 1 violin concerto, 1 cello concerto, 16 Slavonic dances, 10 operas, and various other works.
So, to learn more about Dvorak and his style of music, we have brought in an expert. His name may be Limpin, but he is sure not limping around the music field. Welcome, Elvin Limpin. Okay.
Hi.
So, how would you describe the music of Dvorak?
Well, being part of the Romantic era, I would say he took over Beethoven in expressing passion and emotions through music. A lot of his influences were initially Moravian and Bohemian, like their folk melodies, but eventually he incorporated more Native American and African American melodies in his music.
And how would you say that this is reflective of the Romantic era?
Well, for example, in Dvorak's New World Symphony, it was written to reflect the mood that he felt during his visit in America, so it's very emotional. The first movement has it was very stately, while the second movement had a very simple and lighthearted kind of tone to it. It kind of shines throughout his music, and it inspired everyone who listened to the music that knew Dvorak. And the fourth movement, the symphony was brought to fame with this powerful motif that he had. It was similar to Schubert's in the way that his music was instantly approachable, and he really believed that music should, above all, entertain instead of instruct.
Okay, and what would you comment about his use of percussion?
What's up, percussion?
Well, the our storytelling is about the cymbal player and the sheet. The cymbals are percussion.
What's a cymbal? Does it ring a bell?
Well, okay, that's all the time we have today. We thank you for joining us, Mr. Now, let's hear from a critic who is an expert in Dvorak's use of percussion. Kelly Wu. Come on in, Kelly. How are you? Oh, okay. Is there any interesting facts you want to tell us about Dvorak.
Well,
And
Dvorak
pieces of percussion.
used limited percussion in his music. Percussion coded instrumentation is often limited to timpani and 1 to 3 other percussion instruments in full symphonies. The supporting role of percussion highlights focus on his melodies. However, he considers the role of percussion to be critical.
And did he ever write a piece meant for percussion?
Yes and no. While in Concerto in B minor, the finale of this piece uses triangle as a bright contrast to the dark melody. It does not feature percussion but utilizes triangle and timpani throughout.
Any other pieces worth noting?
There is Adagio Allegro molto. Lower strings begin with a thoughtfully drooping melody and pause briefly as 2 horns give voice to a plaintive call. The woodwind take up this reflecting note, but before they can think too deeply, they are rudely interrupted by a series of dramatic syncopated ragtime chords punctuated by the timpani.
How rude of the two. Any other pieces?
Also, Carnival Overture makes full use of Bluetooth sounds of brass and percussion such as cymbals and timpani, including an instrument which one would normally associate with Dvorak, the tambourine. While the use of these percussion instruments, the piece opens with an audacious, densely orchestrated movement enhanced with dance-like rhythms.
Thank you, Kelly. Show for today. We hope you enjoyed. Please join us next time on the second installment of Common I'm done. I am done.
My daddy was a good man. He had high hopes for me to be a butcher. I guess I butchered that. My uncle, he really loved the music. All the musics. He really supported me in my music. My uncle was a good man.